Edge of Eternities is officially released, and the new set is making big waves in the secondary market. Get all the details in this latest episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Edge of Eternities, Marvel Spider-Man, or find any number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or the comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends. Welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, Edge of Eternities is here and it's impacting card prices. Since the set just came out on Friday, we won't be talking about prices for the new cards just yet. Next week, once things have settled down, we'll begin to work them into the video when applicable. But for right now, we're going to be looking at everything else in the secondary market. And since it's another busy week in the market, we'll see 10 cold cards and 15 hot cards. As always, our lists are based on two pieces of criteria: the percentage change in the value of the cards, as well as the change in the number of sales from week to week. We'll quickly look at the cold cards and then spend a little more time on the cards moving up in price. Quickly before we get into it though, just one fast thing. I do want to say thank you to one of our gold patrons, and that is Mark Vonbank. Mark, thank you for your support on Patreon. It means the world, and thank you for all your support in general for the channel. It really truly does help a ton. Thank you, Mark, and now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the top 10 coldest cards of the week. Many of the cards moving down were moving up recently, but are now trying to find their proper price points as the hype calms down. Remember, our cold cards are considered cold because they're moving down in value, not necessarily because they're seeing less play. Let's start with number 10, Agent's Toolkit. This is down $1.38 to $10.15. That's a 12% decrease. It's from the Streets of New Capenna Bedecked Brokers Commander deck. Some players were getting Agent's Toolkit recently in order to upgrade the Final Fantasy Counterblitz Commander deck. This week, it slides back down some. This was number 3 on the hot list last week. This week it arrives on the cold list at number 9, the Gaffer, down $1.51 to $11.10. That's a 12% decrease. This is from the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Food and Fellowship Commander deck. It's been hot recently since the card has played well in a few new Commander decks, like the ones around Hope S theme from Universes Beyond Final Fantasy, and Rago Stuffed Gastronaut from Edge of Eternities. Also, some of the Spider-Man preview cards we saw signaled a life gain theme in white, so put it all together and the Gaffer became a hot card. This week it retracts as many more copies go up for sale due to the recent spike. Number 8 is Hexplate Wallbreaker, down $1.52 to $12.48. That's an 11% decrease. This is from the Phyrexia All Will Be One Rebellion Rising Commander deck. Many players wanted it to upgrade the Final Fantasy Limit Break Commander deck, but now Hexplate Wallbreaker is moving down some. A week ago, this was number 6 on the hot list. Last week it came in at number 8. This week it joins the cold list at number 7, Spike Cannibal, down $1.53 to $8.12. That is a 16% decrease. All the recent support for +1/+1 counter strategies resulted in this becoming a big spec card. However, that spec has not really converted to much gameplay, and Spike Cannibal begins its descent. Up one spot this week to number 6, Celis Rune Knight. This is down $1.79 to $10.56 for a 14% decrease, and we're looking at the foil copy from the Final Fantasy Revival Trance Commander deck. Number 5, Parallax Tide, down $3.37 to $28.61. That's an 11% decrease. Parallax Tide has been moving up mostly because of the play it's been seeing in the pre-modern format. This week it does retract some though. Last week, this was number 4 on the hot list. This week, it's number 4 on the cold list, Bitterthorn Nissa's Animus. It's down $4.63 to $32.53. That's a 12% decrease. This is from the March of the Machine Growing Threat Commander deck. It's another card that's been used to upgrade the Final Fantasy Limit Break Commander deck, but now it too is sliding down. This was number 1 on the hot list last week. This week, it lands at number 3 on the cold list. Harabaz Druid from Worldwake, down $4.77 to $12.67. That's a 27% decrease. Recently, the reveal of Katara the Fearless from the upcoming Avatar The Last Airbender set confirmed that allies would be playing a role in that set. Harabaz Druid spiked aggressively last week, but this week we see sellers throwing copies of the set for sale in order to take advantage of the higher price point. The extra inventory has led to some retraction. Number 2, Phyrexian Dreadnought from Mirage, down 1763 to 21668. That's an 8% decrease. This reserve list card has been moving up recently due to the play it's been getting in Legacy and Pre-Modern. This week, some copies have been returning to the market, resulting in the drop you see here. And coming in at number 1 is Tropical Island from Revised, down $42.80 to $500. It's an 8% decrease. This reserve list card sees play everywhere it's legal, like all original dual lands, but we are seeing some extra copies going up for sale this week, which has led to a price decrease. It seems like a big drop, but it's only 8%, and it will probably bounce back relatively quickly. Okay, time for the main event, the top 15 hottest cards of the week. Let's get started with number 15, Honor the Fallen, up $1.14 to $3.33. That's a 52% increase. This one print wonder has moved up since it's been seeing increased commander play and builds around a card from Final Fantasy, Hope S Theme. Number 14, Legion Extruder, up $1.32 to $2.33. That's a 131% increase. This is from Outlaws of Thunder Junctions, the Big Score subset, so it's harder to pull than a card from the main set. Now it's being pushed by some new cards from Edge of Eternities. First, in Standard, there is a new Izzet artifact build running 4 copies of Legion Extruder, as well as 3 new cards from Edge of Eternities, Cryogen Relic, Warmaker Gunship, and Pinnacle Emissary. We'll have to see how the deck does in the new Standard meta, but it's off to a good start. Secondly, in Pioneer, there's a new version of Izzet and Soul artifact that runs Caveron Harrier and Nutrient Block from Edge of Eternities, as well as a copy of Legion Extruder. So far, that deck is looking decent, but we'll have to see how the format responds to it. When it comes to Commander, Legion Extruder has been in 1v1 dual Commander builds around Flame War Brash Veteran, but now it's appearing in regular Commander decks around a card from Edge of Eternities. That's Ragost, Deft Gastronaut. Number 13, Kabira Evangel, up $2.22 to $2.99. That's a 288% increase. This currently sees a little commander play and builds around General Tazri and Munda Ambush Leader, for example. It's jumping now, though, because of preview cards from Avatar: The Last Airbender. We don't know much about the set yet, but it is clear that allies will play a role. Here are 3 examples. Avatar Aang / Aang Master of Elements and Yu the Moon Spirit are both allies, and Katara the Fearless, which was previewed in this promo version recently, not only is an ally, but it interacts with other allies. Kabira Evangel is not the only card moving up this week because of these previews. Number 12, Ancestral Knowledge, up $2.23 to $6.29. That's a 55% increase. It's a reserve list card that can show up in a random commander deck at times, but this price increase appears to be tied to a targeted buyout. Maybe somebody is speculating on it because of Cosmogoyf from Edge of Eternities, but I would expect the price bump to last only until copies of Ancestral Knowledge are sold back to the marketplace. Number 11, Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, up $2.55 to $6.75. That's a 61% increase. This has been appearing as a one-of in Pioneer 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation, and it's in the new Naya Overlord Standard deck, which has gotten a little attention, but Commander is the format responsible for this spike. There, Overlord of the Boiler Bilges has been seeing play in builds around cards like Bellowbard of the Brambles and Wildseer Scouring Maw, for example. Recently, it even saw some increased play in the format in Clive Ifrit's Dominant / Ifrit Warden of Inferno decks. That's from Final Fantasy, but now a card from Edge of Eternities is pushing Overlord of the Boiler Bilges even further. We're seeing it in Commander builds around Tanic Steadfast Second. Quickly before we get to our top 10, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Edge of Eternities or Marvel Spider-Man products there, or you can pick up any number of other great items on their website, Magic related or otherwise. Remember, if your orders are over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 10. Moving up one spot this week to number 10, Crypto Thrall, up $3.24 to $15.18. That's a 27% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Necron Dynasty's Commander deck, and has been seeing a little Commander play in a few different builds, like the ones around Karn Legacy Reforged and Imhotep the Stormlord from its Precon, for example. Recently, it did get a little more Commander play in Balthier and Fran builds from Final Fantasy. Now some players are even getting Crypto Thrall to upgrade the Edge of Eternity's Counterintelligence Commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there in Spirit Flagship Vessel. Plus, it's appearing in Commander decks around a card from the main set, Dawnsire's Sunstar Dreadnought. And it can even play well with one of the previews from Marvel Spider-Man, Iron Spider Stark Upgrade. Ultimately though, a new commander from the Sonic Friends and Foes Secret Lair is pushing Crypto Thrall's price more than anything else. That's Dr. Eggman. Currently, Crypto Thrall is appearing in lots of commander deck lists around the good doctor. Number 9, Misako the Humorless, up $394 to $998. That's a 65% increase. This one-per wonder is seeing more commander play now thanks to new cards, hence the price increase. We're seeing more Misako commander decks running lots of the new Edge of Eternity's cards with the station mechanic. Tapping your creatures for station is less of a drawback with Misako in play. Also, this is showing up in the 99 of a deck around a new card from the Sonic Friends and Foes Secret Lair, Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 8, Filigree Vector, up $399 to $19.99. That's a 25% increase. This is from the March of the Machine Growing Threat Commander deck. It has been seeing commander play around Burma's Blight of Oreskos from its Precon, as well as Elish Norn, for example. Now, however, Edge of Eternities is pushing this price too. Many players want Filigree Vector to upgrade the Counterintelligence Commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around a couple cards from there, in Spirit Flagship Vessel and Kilo Apogee Mind. Plus, to a lesser degree, some are adding Filigree Vector to commander decks around a card from the main set, Diadrin Synthesis Amalgam. Coming in at number 7 is Seagate Loremaster, up $4.08 to $5.21. That's a 361% increase. This one-per wonder gets a little commander play in General Tazri and Omo Queen of Isuva, but you know why this is spiking. It's an ally that interacts with other allies. So speculators and players are grabbing it because of those Avatar The Last Airbender previews we discussed earlier. Number 6, Astrid Peth, up $6.72 to $7.99. That's a 529% increase. This one's from the Doctor Who Timey-Wimey commander deck. It was seeing a little commander play in a few different builds, like the partner decks around Frodo Adventurous Hobbit and Sam Loyal Attendant, as well as Rose Tyler and the 10th Doctor from its Precon, for example. Astrid has even been in 1v1 dual commander decks around Felia, Exuberant Shepherd. Now though, the card is spiking because lots of players want a copy for their new regular commander decks around a card from Edge of Eternities, that is Ragost, Deft Gastronaut. Up one spot this week to number 5, Steel Enchantments. This is up $8.07 to $21.96. That's a 58% increase. This very old one-per wonder dried up in the marketplace recently and crept up in price. It wasn't seeing much play to speak of until Ben Bateman did a TikTok video discussing how useful this could be in Commander. Lots of players decided to grab a copy and the market dried up. Steel Enchantment is now even appearing regularly in a couple builds. I am seeing it in Commander decks around Lazab Dimir Mastermind and Vivi Ornithir from Final Fantasy. Number 4, Jawari Shapeshifter. The world weight copies of 667 to 767. That's a 667% increase. The one from the list is up 1056 to 1199 for a 738% increase if you're doing the math at home. Again, we have a card that has been seeing some commander play in General Tazri, but it's another ally that interacts with other allies. Yep, this is spiking because of the Avatar The Last Airbender preview cards we looked at earlier. Number 3, Zask Skittering Swarmlord, up $11.31 to $30. That's a 61% increase. Again, we have a harder to find card here. It does see some play as a commander, and it appears in the 99 of Grist the Hunger Tide decks. Now though, Zask is spiking because some players want a copy for the Edge of Eternity's World Shaper commander deck, while others are getting it for fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Hearthhall the World Seed. Moving up 10 spots this week to number 2, Lord Winggrace, up $17.79 to $24.94. That's a 249% increase. This is the foil copy from the Commander 2018 Nature's Vengeance deck. It is still a popular commander, and it's been in the 99 of Deeds of the Restless builds too. However, Edge of Eternities has a lot of support for landfall and land matter strategies, so Lord Windgrace builds are getting a ton of new tools. Also, many are grabbing it to upgrade the Edge of Eternities World Shaper commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around a couple cards from there, Hearthhall the World Seed and Zarel Genesis Shepherd. Additionally, Lord Windgrace has been appearing recently in commander decks around the Wandering Minstrel from Final Fantasy, but Edge of Eternities is the key driver for its price spike. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Starting Town, up 1851 to 3401. That's a 119% increase. This is a huge mana-based card in multiple formats. Fast decks appreciate it because it can tap for colorless mana without paying life. This week it really took off, with lots of players building new standard decks for the season. Just some of the decks that are using this include Izzet Prowess, Dimir Midrange, Izzet Cauldron, Esper Self Bounce, Gruul Aggro, Esper Midrange, and Orzhov Sacrifice. Over in Pioneer, this appears in Simic Scapeshift, Hidden Strings, Bant Scapeshift, Mardu Greasefang, Abzan Greasefang, Atraxa Neoform, 5-color Auras, and 5-color Rona combo. Meanwhile, in 1v1 Dual Commander, it's found in Slimefoot and Squee, Soul of Windgrace, and more. Starting Town has been getting a ton of regular Commander play too in lots of decks, like the Wandering Minstrel and Terra Magical Adept / Esper Terra from Final Fantasy, for example. But Starting Town is also seeing additional play now in Commander builds around Sonic the Hedgehog from the Sonic Friends and Foes Secret Lair. Just the fact that Starting Town is spiking when it's a rare, not even a mythic, from the best-selling Magic set of all time says something about the future of the card. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Tomorrow, my plan is to do a live stream where we stream Edge of Eternities on Magic Arena for the first time. Hopefully I'll have some time to learn something about the format between now and then, but most likely I won't, and hilarity will ensue. So definitely check that out. Set your notifications because you won't want to miss it, and come by and chat, say hi. We can talk about card prices or whatever else you want to talk about as well. So till next time, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.